Hello students. Yesterday we have seen the application of superposition principle, and that was regarding to the topic beats. And here one by one we are going to see the application of superposition principle, means which of the phenomena that can be explained on the basis of superposition principle easily. Like we have seen the case of a standing wave or stationary wave, and later we have seen the case of beats. So in both of the cases we have just used to calculate the resultant displacement, or to get the knowledge about the resultant displacement, we have used the superposition principle there. So today let's see new types of effect that is produced in sound, that is Doppler effect. So the topic is today that is Doppler effects in sound. So first of all, what is Doppler effect? Sometimes you see that whenever you are approaching to any source that is producing sound, then we are feeling that sound is appear to be more whenever we are approaching to it, and when we are going far away from the source, then that time sound appears to be decreased or reduced. So this increase or decrease in sound with the relative motion between any source of sound and listener, that or observer, that is known as Doppler effect. So whenever there is relative motion between source of sound and also the listener or observer that occurs, then due to their relative motion there is change in frequency that is observed, and that this effect of change in frequency is known as Doppler effect. Like there are a number of examples for it. Suppose if you are standing on any platform and a train which is whistling that is approaching to you, then if that engine that is whistling that is approaching to you, that time you feel that the sound that is produced by the engine that appears more and very loud. But whenever it is going far away, then that time the you are feeling that the sound appears to be less loud, or its frequency is decreased. So there is change in frequency whenever there is change in relative motion takes place. So when sound approaches to the listener, that time there is increase in frequency occur, and when it will go too far away from the listener, then that time there is decrease in frequency that occurs here. So this is the effect of Doppler effects that appears in the sound waves. Basically it is actually sound wave is, you know, that is wave property. So Doppler effect is applicable to all types of waves. It is also applicable to electromagnetic waves. There also we are getting Doppler effect, and with the help of that we can explain so many phenomena or expanding nature of universe with the help of electromagnetic. So this is very important concept for us, and with the help of it here we will study the what is change in frequency that is in the system due to relative motion between source of sound and any listener. So let's see how can you derive the expression for the apparent frequency. So as apparent frequency means here the source that is producing the same sound, but if it is approaching to us, then that time we are feeling that the sound is of higher frequency. But if it is going far away from us, then that time we are feeling it is of lower frequency. So if we are feeling different frequency, but still it is emitting the same frequency, so that is the true frequency or real frequency. But the frequency that we are feeling increased or decreased, that is called apparent frequency. So let's see what is the apparent frequency whenever there is relative motion between source and listener. So if suppose that there is a source of sound and there is a listener. So in starting, suppose that both of the listener and source of sound both are at rest, and now this sound that is or source that is producing sound of frequency nu here, and obviously if it is producing sound of frequency nu, then this sound will travel in the medium here and here to here, and due to its travel listener will listen the same frequency because both are at raised here. So the wavelength can be given as lambda is equal to, if the velocity of sound here that is equal to v, then that is equal to v upon nu, if nu is frequency we have taken here. So this is the nu is the actual frequency that is emitted here, and lambda is the actual wavelength that is emitted by this source, and v is the velocity of sound in air. Now suppose that this source is started to move, and also listener is started to move, but if they are moving in the same direction, there can be a number of cases that you can observe here. Suppose source is moving, listener is at rest, listener is moving, source is at rest, listener and source both are moving in the same direction, listener and source both are moving in the opposite direction like this or like this. So in all of the cases, what should be the apparent frequency, you can calculate it. First of all, general, let's calculate it. After that, sign conventions, the things we will discuss here. So if these two things are moving, then suppose after some t it is reaches to some L dash and it is to some S dash. Now due to their relative movement, obviously there will be a movement in the medium. So the velocity of medium, let it is denoted by Vm. Velocity of listener, let it is denoted by Vl, and velocity of sound we have just taken it just like Ps. So these are the cases that we have just taken here, and also this is velocity of source through which source is moving, and also velocity of sound produced by the source that we have already taken by the V. So there are total 4 velocities here, don't be confused with that thing. V is the velocity of sound in air. So means if source is producing sound, then definitely in air that sound will have some velocity, that is V. And if this source is moving with some velocity and also producing sound, so due to its movement, its velocity is suppose at Vs, and also listener is moving, so its velocity is Vl, and due to their relative movement there is the movement in the medium, that is velocity Vm. Now what will be the distance that is travelled by the source to the listener with this velocity Vm? So obviously if you will see that the source that is moving here with velocity V, if in 1 second let's take it, so in 1 second if you will take the distance travelled by it, that should be equal to its velocity simply. So if we want to see the distance travelled by the sound to reach the velocity, that will be equal to V in 1 second. In the same way, if when source is moving, then in that time, due to movement of source and due to movement of listener, both are moving actually here, then there will be velocity due to this and this velocity, both of that is traveling in the medium. So here the sound will travel with the velocity V plus Vm now, due to relative motion between source and listener. And also if you take this velocity of source also into consideration, then that time relative velocity of sound that is approaching to this listener, that will be V plus Vm minus of Vs. Due to actually motion due to the source here, the relative velocity of sound that is overall that distance. Obviously here we are talking about the distance, don't be confused. If you are confused, then you can take time t as for your simplification, but still here if we are taking 1 second, in 1 second what is the distance travelled by the sound to reach there, that is obviously v into t, or v into t value of t is 1. And also by the medium, that is this, overall the sound or distance travelled by the sound, then in this medium, then there will be total V plus Vm. And now if this source is also moving, suppose that if source is at rest and there is relative velocity due to its movement of listener, then obviously here relative velocity that will be generated in the medium. So overall distance will be what? That will be V plus Vm. But if it is also moving, then distance will decrease between them obviously. So distance decrease between them, that is equal to distance travelled by this source from S to S dash. This distance will be decreased, and this distance is what in 1 second? That is equal to Vs. So obviously to calculate the distance between source and listener due to the relative motion, that is totally equal to distance travelled by the source if source is at rest minus if source is at moving, the distance travelled by it. Obviously if suppose that here our listener, here our source, then the total distance is it. But if source is moving, the distance now becomes only this value. So distance will be this value less than this. So I think this concept is now clear to you. Again, if this is clear, then obviously this distance is travelled by the wave, and also this is the velocity travelled by the wave also. Because if you will take velocity, then this is also the velocity. Here in one time you have taken the distance, or if you can call it velocity also. So if we want to calculate now what is the wavelength that is heard by this listener due to this velocity, then what will be that? That will be equal to lambda dash is equal to this whole velocity upon this real frequency nu. So due to production of frequency nu due to this sound source, and due to relative motion of between observer listener and the source, there is some different velocity that is produced. Means whenever all the things are moving, then due to their movement, velocity of sound that will be increased, and due to increase in sound, you can see that finally this velocity we are getting in place of only V, and this is here this. If in this system, suppose medium velocity of medium is equal to velocity of source, then that time we will get again, means listener will listen again the same frequency that is produced by the source. But whenever there is the relative motion between source and medium, if there is relative motion between source and medium, means some of the value we will get, then definitely that time there will be some other wavelength or frequency that will be heard by the listener here. So this is the wavelength, apparent wavelength that is produced by the source here. And now let's see, again we have taken the case of the movement of the listener here. So in the same manner here only we have taken if source is moving, then due to movement of the source, what will be the apparent wavelength that is appeared for this or that is heard by this listener. And here in this calculation we have taken that listener is at rest, listener is at point L. So if this listener is at point L, we have this velocity, and due to their relative motion, we have calculated what is the wavelength that is heard by the listener if it is at rest and source is moving with some velocity Vs here. So this is the wavelength that is heard by the. But still, if listener is also moving, you will see that concept, and due to movement of listener, first of all let's suppose that S is at rest now and it is producing sound, but listener is moving with some velocity Vl. So in the same manner you can understand that here the velocity that is here total of V plus Vm, and due to movement of the listener that is moving, then there will be minus of Vl that will be here. So this is in the same manner that you don't have to confuse here. So let's take that value also. So due to movement of the listener will hear some different wavelength. So what will be that wavelength? That is equal to V plus Vm. This is velocity velocity of medium plus velocity of sound in air, both are, because they are moving in the same direction, and they will be simply sum up. And minus, due to the relative velocity of the listener, the distance decreased now, and now due to movement of the listener, a new frequency that is heard by it, so that is given by the nu dash here. So I think that concept is now clear to you. If because we have taken in first condition, why here nu we have taken, because we are talking about the source, and if source is producing new frequency, then that frequency will not change due to its movement. That time we have seen that listener is at rest, so there is change in wavelength that will be appeared due to change in distance. But whenever listener is moving, then there will be also change in frequency that will be takes place, and also because velocity is here changing, wavelength will automatically that will change here. Now let's put the value of lambda dash here and solve it. So this will be equal to V plus Vm minus of Vs on nu. Now what is the value of nu dash? This is V plus Vm minus of Vl divided by V plus Vm minus of Vs into nu. So this is the formula for the apparent frequency that is heard by the listener due to any relative motion between source and listener. So whenever source is moving, whenever listener is moving, they are approaching to each other, they are going far away from each other, they are moving in the same direction or moving in the opposite direction. Number of things can be here, and you can see there from these expressions easily that only you have to take sign convention, means you have to see the direction in which they are moving. So with the help of that you will be able to understand it very easy. But first of all, I think how we have derived this expression, that is clear. First of to derive this expression, we have taken the case if sound is source of sound that is moving and listener is at rest. At that time we have calculated what is apparent wavelength that is produced by that source of sound. And second case, if we have taken that if that source of sound that is now at S dash, so that wavelength is lambda dash here, and due to that lambda dash, if listener is moving, then that will hear some different frequency, and also there is some different velocity that is produced in the medium. So what is now the lambda dash value due to that, or you can see that what is the frequency that is heard by the listener, that is nu dash. So now with the help of that you can understand easily how can we derive this formula. So now this formula is the formula for the relative motion between any two source of sound or listener, and due to that what is apparent frequency. So this formula for the Doppler effect, and with the help of this you can understand when we will get higher frequency, when we will get lower frequency. Means how can we understand that whenever things are approaching to us, then that time frequency appears more, but if it is going far away, then why it is its frequency appears to be less. So you can understand it by this formula easily. So let's see the cases one by one. How can you understand it, and what will be the frequency here? Now let's see what is sign convention in the case of Doppler effects. So whenever there is the if source is medium is moving from source to listener, then that time we will take it as a positive. So here we have taken, if this is source, this is listener, and now a medium that is present between him and its velocity is Vm. So whenever this medium is approaching from source to listener, then that time Vm will taken as positive. But if it is approaching from listener to source, then that time we will take, due to change in direction, we will take it as negative. So if suppose that the first condition is that if velocity of medium that is approaching to the listener, means it is moving from source to listener, then that time it will be positive, and that will be case of that we have already derived. And if it is moving in just opposite direction, means from listener to source, then that time this will be negative. So this is the sign convention that you can take whenever there is the direction of medium that is changing. But if suppose the medium is at rest, means this is at rest means the medium is stationary, then in that case if source and listeners that are doing relative motion, then due to their relative motion there will be change in frequency also. So if medium is at rest, then Vm that will be equal to 0. Then that time this expression will be V minus Vl upon nu dash is equal to V minus Vs into nu. But here we have taken only if source and listeners that are moving in the same direction. They can move also in opposite direction. So here plus minus sign both. Let's take it in general. And later we will see all the cases that can be possible here. So I think the concept and the derivations that we have done here, that is equal. And here we will only see the relative motion between listener and the source here. Let's take the velocity of the medium, that is 0. It means that medium is at rest in this sound is producing. We have to take it. So the first case, that is, suppose that listener is at rest and the source of sound that is moving towards the listener. Means in first condition, if this is listener, this is at rest, and the sound that is moving with some source that is moving with some velocity Vs towards this listener. So that time obviously now what will be the frequency if it is greater than the before than or not. Let's see that. So if this is moving and this is at rest, then VL that will be equal to 0 for this case. So if VL is equal to 0, then now what will be the frequency? Nu dash, that is equal to V upon V plus Vs. So as here you can see that this is approaching towards this, then we will take here minus sign like we have already calculated it. So as this source is moving towards the listener, then overall the distance, if you will see that the distance is decreasing. So in 1 second the distance traveled here, that is V minus Vs. Already if you take in 1 second what is the distance traveled by the sound in air to from source to listener, that should be equal to V. But if source is also moving in the same direction to the listener, so that time the distance will decrease, and that decreased distance in 1 second that will be equal to V minus Vs. So here minus sign we will take. Be confused with it. If they are moving in the same direction, the velocity should be add up. No, there should not be addition of velocity, as there is the decrement in distance that is taking here. So in this case here nu. So here we are seeing that this numerator is high than the denominator, then obviously this nu dash, this will be greater than mu in this case. So when the listener is at rest and source is approaching to it some with some velocity Vs, then that time listener will hear, or it will feel listener will feel that the increment in frequency than the actual frequency. So if source is approaching to the listener, so that time frequency appears to be more than the usual frequency. So this is the first case. Second case, let's take that when this source of sound that is moving away from the listener. So in this case, if it is moving away from the listener, so that time the velocity, the direction of the velocity of the source, that will be in this direction. It is going far away from the listener. Listener is again at rest, so VL will be 0 also here. and velocity of sound, obviously sound is approaching to the listener. In that time also the direction of this will be this now. And this time if you will see the distance that is traveled by the sound in starting when source is at rest, so that time it will take in 1 second it will take distance b. But if it is moving in this direction, suppose here it has been, then that due to that it will travel, sound will travel more distance to reach to the listener, then definitely this distance will be in 1 second, that will be equal to Vs. So overall distance that will be equal to V plus Vs. So in this way you can understand the sign convention here. So in this case we will only there will be change in V upon, as Vl is 0, here V plus Vs. So reason is clear, I think there is no confusion why here plus will be. And now this is new. So in general if you want to remind, then it is very simple to keep that in mind. Whenever the source and sound that are moving in the same direction, that time their overall velocities that will be subtracted, means that will be reduced. But if they are moving in opposite direction, then that time their velocity will be added up. So if it will be added up, then definitely now this term is greater than this term. So if numerator is greater than numerator, it means that now mu dash that will be less than mu. So in this case, when the source is moving away from the listener, that time listener will hear the sound with lower frequency. Its frequency that will hear less than will be the actual frequency. So this case we have discussed in starting. Whenever there is the relative motion between source and listener, there is change in frequency that is taking place. And also if it is means the source is approaching to the listener, that time listener hears the sound that appears to be of more frequency than the actual one. And if this source of sound that is moving away from this listener, then that time its frequency appears to be less than the usual or actual frequency. So this is the Doppler effect that we are getting. Here also so many cases you can get it. So now in the third case, let's take that. Now a source is at rest. If this source is at rest, now listener is moving. One by one, try to understand it. Let's take the cases. So if source is at rest, then Vs will be 0. So first of all, let's write the formula here, that will be V plus minus Vl divided by V into mu. Now let's take the listener that is moving. So first of all, let's take if it is moving in this direction, means away to the source of sound. So if this listener is moving away to the source of sound, then what will be in this case the frequency. So in this case velocity of sound that is reaching to this point, that is also equal to V. And also VL, if this is traveling with VL speed, then due to travel in the VL speed, it will travel more distance here. And due to travel in more distance, obviously there will be the, you will see the relative motion between this velocity of sound and this VL, then there will be, as they are moving in the same direction. So again I have just told you, if they are moving in the same direction, then their frequency will be subtracted here. So if you will take this thing, then there will be V minus VL. If they are moving in opposite direction, means velocity is like, if you are seeing that two cars that are approaching to each other, that time they are moving in the opposite direction, then that time you will feel that they are approaching to each other very fastly, because there is the addition of velocity of that takes place. And if they are moving also in the same direction, that time you will feel that the velocity that is decreased, means relative velocity that is decreased, because here their velocity is that is subtracted. So also if source sound that is moving in the same direction to the listener, so that time this sound will take greater time to reach here. So obviously here its velocity that will be subtracted from it. So here we will take v minus vl, and also let's take v here, this is mu. Now this denominator is greater than definitely nu will be less than nu in this case. So whenever listener is moving away from the source, that time it will hear the frequency that is produced by the source, that will appear to be less. So that time obviously apparent frequency will be less than the actual frequency. Now take the second case. In the second case, if listener is approaching to this source of sound, so in that case here we have seen that this is the direction of the velocity of sound, and this is the direction of the velocity of listener. So as this is in the opposite direction, so simply here will be the sum of the velocity, relative velocity will be added up. And due to addition, you can see that now this term is greater than this term, then definitely nu dash that is greater than nu. So whenever source will approach to listener will approach to the source, then that time the apparent frequency or the frequency that is heard by the listener, that will be greater than the actual frequency that is produced by the source. So a greater frequency sound will be heard by the listener here. So this is four cases actually we have discussed here. So first of all, we have taken when source is at rest, listener is at rest, and source is approaching to it, source is moving away from it. And if source is at rest and listener is approaching to it or moving away from it, then what is the case of frequency? And you can now understand this concept easily by your daily life experience. Like if you are standing somewhere, or if any source that is at rest and it is producing sound, and due to its production, if you are approaching, you are feeling that you are hearing frequency of somehow higher frequency, and if you are going far away from it, then you are feeling of some frequency lower than the actual frequency. So this is the Doppler effect in sound that is taking place due to relative motion between source and listener. So if these two cases that we have discussed today, that is clear, then in next class we will discuss if both of the things, means if source and listener both are moving in same direction, in opposite direction, or if they are approaching to each other, then what will be the apparent frequency or wavelength. We will discuss it in next class. So for today, let's end the class here.